This is Part 2, Episode 72. Countless bolts of lightning emerged from the vortex like silver snakes rushing out in all directions. Not good. The old man's expression greatly changed. He grabbed his disciple and quickly backed up. At the same time, his other hand formed a seal and an octagonal mirror appeared before him. The mirror then began to spin rapidly. With a series of crackling sounds, countless cracks filled the mirror and it quickly shattered. The old man didn't have time to feel sad for the loss. He used the explosion from the mirror breaking to back up even more. However, the vicious lightning was rushing toward them. The old man's eyes were filled with despair. He bit his lips and pushed the girl away. Go. Your teacher will block for you, go. Teacher. The girl's eyes reddened and she was about to say something. However, just at this moment, the lightning that was rushing toward them suddenly stopped and shrank back into an orb. At the same time, the orb of lightning let out a bright flash, and a young man wearing white walked out from the light. The old man and his disciple stared dumbfoundedly at this scene. They weren't able to speak for a very long time. The young man was calm when he walked out of the orb of lightning. He took a deep breath and looked around. In the end, his gaze fell on the old man and his disciple. This young man in white was Wang Lin. Planet Suzaku, I'm back. Wang Lin muttered to himself. He then looked toward the old man and young woman, as if they had been waiting here to welcome him. He let out a gentle smile and asked, "Fellow cultivator, has anything major happened in Suzaku lately?" Wang Lin calculated that when Red Butterfly, who had lost an arm, returned to Suzaku, it would cause some disturbance. The old man stood before the girl. He was very cautious and respectfully said, "Senior, many things have occurred in Suzaku lately. I wonder which thing Senior is referring to." Wang Lin faintly smiled and said, "Tell me everything that has happened." Before the old man could speak, the girl behind him immediately said, "The biggest thing is, of course, the person named Seng Nyo." Seng Nyo. Wang Lin was startled. He rubbed his nose and immediately realized what it meant. The girl ignored her master's gaze and quickly said, "That is correct. The biggest thing in Suzaku right now is Seng Nyo. Red Butterfly lost an arm because of him." Wang Lin pondered for a bit before letting out a faint smile. He had already expected this, so he wasn't shocked when he heard it. Instead, he casually asked, "What does this Seng Nyo look like? Is he wanted by Suzaku?" The girl was about to speak when her master stopped him. The old man carefully looked at Wang Lin and said, "Senior, Suzaku didn't send out any order to capture Seng Nyo." Wang Lin chuckled. He looked past the old man and toward the girl. He then took out a bottle of pills from his bag, threw it forward, and smiled. "Little girl is honest and smart, not bad, much better than your teacher. This bottle of pills will help you reach the core formation stage. It's my gift to you." With that, Wang Lin disappeared. The vortex of lightning slowly dissipated with Wang Lin's disappearance, and rain continued to fall. The old man took a deep breath. Even now his heart was still unstable. Although that senior was smiling the entire time, he felt like he was before a god. All the young man had to do was raise his hand and the old man would have died. The girl held the pill in her hand and curiously asked, "Teacher, what kind of pill is this?" The old man took the bottle and looked inside, then his expression immediately changed when he saw the pills. He quickly poured out one pill and sniffed it. His body quivered. He quickly put the pill back into the bottle, and put the bottle into his bag of holding. He dragged the young girl and quickly left this place. The young girl felt frustrated. When they were more than 10 kilometers away, she finally couldn't hold it any longer and asked again. The old man took a deep breath. His eyes sparkled with excitement as he said, "Disciple, unless he took out the wrong pills, then he must be a very powerful person. These pills are called Shattered Earth pills. They are very powerful pills for core formation cultivators. There are 3 pills in this bottle. 3 pills are reason enough to cause a catastrophe in our country of crass water." The girl was dumbfounded. These two didn't know that most of these Shattered Earth pills had been devoured by Wang Lin's mosquito beast. Wang Lin was currently traveling toward the country of Chu near the Sea of Devils. He had gotten his revenge and then went to the Celestial Realm. It was time for him to go home. Wang Lin secretly thought, if it wasn't for the fact that the return cauldron had a little problem, I would have already returned a while ago. I didn't expect to get sent to a completely desolate planet. He should have returned a few days ago, but during the transfer back, there was some sort of issue that changed the location of where he was transferred to. He ended up getting sent to a planet without any life. This planet wasn't very far from Suzaku. It was dark right now, so when Wang Lin raised his head, he could see that planet. This moon is in fact also a planet, but much smaller. Wang Lin quickly flew through the sky, leaving a trail of light. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he thought, "It is a shame I was only on the moon for a moment before the transfer started again." Although there was no spiritual energy there, I felt a mysterious force deep under the ground. When my cultivation is strong enough, I need to go check it out. Wang Lin didn't make any stops along the way. However, Chu was simply too far away, so he had to use a few ancient transfer arrays to close the distance. As for the star compass, Wang Lin found that it could only be used in the void or among the stars. He found that he wasn't able to open it in Suzaku. The star compass is missing a corner and is still missing a material. I wonder if I will be able to use it in Suzuka if I have those. If I could, I would even be able to run away from soul transformation cultivators. Also, why hasn't Suzaku put a bounty on my head yet? While Wang Lin flew, he took out the straw hat and put it on his head. There are many restrictions and formations in this straw hat that I can't activate. This time, when I return to Chu, I must spend some time to study it. Also, with the treasure swords I got from the Da Lu Sword Sect disciples, I will be able to add a lot more restrictions to my restriction flag. Unfortunately, I only picked up 3 of those treasure swords. Wang Lin got one of the treasure swords when he killed a Da Lu Sword Sect disciple. As for the other 2, he found them with Kai Hu while they were collecting bags of holding in the void. Wang Lin let out a bitter smile. Go into closed-door cultivation to reach the mid-stage of soul formation, find the missing materials for the star compass, study the straw hat, and add more restrictions to the restriction flag. There are simply too many things to do. Wang Lin secretly thought, there is also Ta Sen from the land of the ancient god. It has been many years, and I don't know how far he has cultivated. I must have the power to protect myself before he can leave there. Thinking about Ta Sen, Wang Lin couldn't help but think of Qian Yunzi. I never would have thought that I would meet my future teacher on this trip to the celestial realm. Senior Qian Yunzi is the Da Lu Sword Sect's enemy. The person who fought with Kai Hu and could use the killing intent crystal is also in Qian Yunzi's sect. I just don't know if he is Senior's disciple. I wonder if he will hold a grudge against me when I go there. Wang Lin frowned. The old man from the Da Lu Sword Sect is too strong. Could he be an ascendant cultivator? Unfortunately, I have never seen an ascendant cultivator, so I can't speculate. However, from his words, he seems to be a bit weaker than Qian Yunzi. So what exactly is the cultivation level of this senior, who is going to take me as his honorary disciple for 100 years? I wonder if Senior Qian Yunzi noticed me there. The harvest is very good for this trip to the celestial realm. Only the pagoda with the female corpse is going to be a bit difficult. Since I have already agreed to Senior Juyi's request, I can't go back on my word, most because I don't know what the result was after Senior Juyi chased that old man. As Wang Lin flew, many thoughts went through his head. Rain Celestial Sword, once I return to Chu, I have to see if I can take it out. Wang Lin took a deep breath before stopping and descending to the ground. Below him was an ancient transfer array. His heart ached as he took out a top-quality spirit stone and placed it in the array. The array opened up and he disappeared into it. Millions of kilometers away, Wang Lin appeared. He rubbed his bag of holding and thought, there aren't many top-quality spirit stones left. Luckily, there were some in the bags we found, but after splitting them with Kai Hu, there are only around 20 left. It is best to use them sparingly from now on. They will definitely have use in the future. Wang Lin didn't make any stops. He quickly teleported and continued rushing home. Time slowly passed by. 1 month later, Wang Lin stood before another ancient transfer array and touched his bag of holding. He was about to take out another top-quality spirit stone when he suddenly stopped. He spread out his divine sense to check if anyone was around. Once he confirmed that he was alone, he carefully took out a celestial jade. Celestial jades are higher quality than top-quality spirit stones. I wonder if I can use it to open the ancient transfer array. Wang Lin pondered for a bit before placing the celestial jade into the transfer array. The moment the celestial jade was placed in the transfer array, it released a light brighter than any transfer array ever had before. The transfer array shook and countless fine cracks appeared on it. At the same time, a faint image of a map appeared before Wang Lin. There were a total of 8 dots lit up, and one of them had rings of light around it. Wang Lin was stunned. Seeing that the cracks on the formation were getting worse, he didn't have time to think. He glanced at the map and then pointed at one of the points that lit up. With a boom, the formation suddenly collapsed. The moment the transfer array collapsed, the celestial jade popped out and was caught by Wang Lin. At the same time, Wang Lin was surrounded by a mysterious power from the array and disappeared. After Wang Lin disappeared, with only a gentle blow of the wind, the ancient transfer array turned to dust, leaving behind an imprint. This transfer gave Wang Lin the same feeling he had when he was transferred to the celestial realm. However, this feeling only lasted for a short period of time. Wang Lin appeared in an ancient transfer array countless kilometers away. He spread out his divine sense. Even with his mental strength, he couldn't help but reveal a look of fear. This place was only 800,000 kilometers away from the Sea of Devils. One transfer, and he went past several ancient transfer arrays. Wang Lin calculated that he must have moved millions of kilometers. The journey that would have normally taken a month passed by in the blink of an eye. This truly stunned Wang Lin. He looked down at the celestial jade in his hand. It was no longer pure white. There was a bit of gray inside it. It was now missing about 10% of the celestial spiritual energy that was inside. Recalling the map that appeared when he activated the transfer array, Wang Lin suddenly understood something. Perhaps this was the real method of using the ancient transfer arrays, and top-quality spirit stones could only open one location. By using a celestial jade, one could open up all of the connecting transfer arrays. However, one transfer took 10%. Although I have quite a bit of celestial jade, I can't waste it like this. This isn't transfer, but wasting celestial spiritual energy. There aren't many people that can use celestial jades to transfer in Suzaku. Wang Lin mocked himself before jumping into the air and flying forward. The truth was very similar to what Wang Lin had thought. Although there were people who could open transfer arrays with celestial jade, there were simply too few of them. Only the 4 ascendant cultivators of Suzaku would not feel their hearts ache when using a celestial jade to transfer. While Wang Lin flew, he touched the beast trap on his right wrist. During the second fight with Red Butterfly, the Thunder Toad sustained a very grave injury that brought it to the edge of death. Although it was still trapped inside the beast trap, it went from taking spiritual energy every few days to every few months. Wang Lin understood that if it wasn't for him continuing to send spiritual energy into the beast trap, the Thunder Toad would have died. I don't know if I will be able to cure the Thunder Toad after I return to Chu. Alas, this beast is only in this condition because of me, so I, Wang Lin, can't just abandon it. While he was thinking about this, a gentle wave came from his wrist as if it was responding to him. At this moment, in the cloud sky sect of Chu, Li Muwen sat in the eastern court with a zither. Her jade-like fingers moved across the zither, creating a beautiful melody. The gentle sound waves seemed like they were reminiscing about something. These past 100+ years seemed to have gone by in an instant for Wang Lin, but for Li Muwen, it had been far too long. The current her looked different from before. There were signs of aging on her face. With her age, she should have turned into a pile of white bones if not for the dew from the heaven-defying bead. In these past 100 years, I'm still stuck at the late stage of core formation. The dew you have given me no longer has any effect. I can feel that my body is weakening day by day. If I still can't reach the nascent soul stage within 10 years, Li Muwen forcibly controlled herself to not let her tears fall. However, the sound of the zither revealed her inner feelings. It was filled with sadness and helplessness. Anyone who heard it would feel their heart become heavy. Wang Lin. Where exactly are you? The sadness in Li Muwen's eyes became even stronger. Her heart was in a lot of pain. Her time with Wang Lin echoed in her mind. This was the only thing she had to live for. If she didn't have these memories, then even if her body was fine, her heart would have already died. Wang Lin, maybe when you are back, we will be separated by life and death. Li Muwen finally wasn't able to hold back her tears. 2 streams fell down her cheeks. At this moment, 2 people stood outside the courtyard. Both of them had heads full of white hair. One of the old men shook his head and said, Sect Master's zither play contains a hint of death, alas. Liu Fei, in these past 100 years, Sect Master, has failed to break into the nascent soul stage 3 times even though she took many pills. If it wasn't for the fact that she wanted to see that person one more time, then she would have died 30 years ago when she failed to break through again. Song Qing, the person you are referring to, you think he is still alive? A cold figure appeared in Liu Fei's mind, causing his body to quiver. Even after 100 years, he couldn't forget what had happened. Song Qing pondered for a bit and sighed. 100 years ago, he was at the early stage of nascent soul. How could he be dead? My guess is that now he has reached the late stage of nascent soul. His fear was much deeper than Liu Fei's. The scene from back then often woke him in his sleep. That scene had become his inner demon. Alas, even if he has reached the late stage of nascent soul, he won't be able to save the Sky Cloud sect. Liu Fei's face was filled with bitterness. Song Qing pondered for a long time, before letting out a bitter smile. That foreign cultivator wiped out the Blue Sky sect 3 days ago. I wonder who will be next. Liu Fei bitterly said, even the Lord Messenger was scared away by this person's techniques. My Cloud Sky sect's fate has already been set. Of the 4 late-stage nascent soul senior elders, Elder Liu Chang died 30 years ago, when he failed to reach the soul formation stage, and now whether Elder Gong's son will live or die is unknown. Just at this moment, the zither music stopped, and from within the courtyard came Li Muwen's gentle voice. 2 seniors, please come in to talk. Wan is not feeling well, so I won't be coming out. Liu Fei and Song Qing quickly replied. They then looked at each other before quickly entering the courtyard. Li Muwen stared at the zither. She shook head and then looked toward the 2. Liu Fei had a complex expression on his face as he said, Sect Master, your health is important. Playing the zither is a strain on your mind. Li Muwen let out a sigh and then smiled. My body is already too weak. Even if I don't play the zither, I won't live for more than 10 years. Liu Fei secretly sighed. Li Muwen calmly said, any news on Elder Gong's son? Elder Gong's son went to find that foreign cultivator 7 days ago, and still hasn't returned. I'm afraid. Song Qing's eyes were filled with sadness. He didn't continue speaking. Li Muwen pondered for a bit. After a long time, she let out a sad smile and said, have you guys found any information about where that cultivator is from? Liu Fei whispered, we only know that this person doesn't look that old and uses various poisonous insects. He is also covered in a bloodthirsty aura. 1 month ago, he suddenly appeared inside Chu. He destroyed 3 sects within 7 days, and 3 days ago the Blue Sky sect was destroyed. Only a few outer disciples, who were out visiting their families, are left. Li Muwen stared out the window. After a long time, she was about to speak, but her face suddenly became red. Her body started trembling and she began to cough violently. Liu Fei and Song Qing quickly revealed concerned looks. Li Muwen covered her mouth with her right hand. Only after coughing for a while did she finally stop. She looked at the shocking red blood in her hand. She wiped it away and said, in a few days, when I'm feeling better, I'll return your soul essence bloods. All of you should run away afterward. Sect Master. Liu Fei and Song Qing both spoke at the same time. Their eyes were filled with sadness. Although both of their soul essence bloods were in Li Muwen's hands, she had never used them against them. Instead, she always treated them like her seniors. Neither of them were made of wood, and the sliver of discontent they had with her had long disappeared. Sect Master, Ouyang Zi's life extension pill has already been in research for several years. Once he succeeds, you will be able to live longer. Li Muwen shook her head and said, there is no way. Even if it could help, it would only extend my life by a few years. I could feel my body aging in these past 10 years. Maybe in a few years all of my hair will have turned white. Moreover, this disaster is something the Cloud Sky sect won't be able to escape from. Song Qing bitterly said, Sect Master, we can get help from the giant demon sect. This foreign cultivator scared away the giant demon sect's messenger, so they have to act. All we have to do is hold out until then. Giant demon clan, Li Muwen gently whispered. She shook her head. The giant demon clan only see us as a tools for alchemy. Also, the matter between Seng Nyo and the giant demon clan's young master has them in a bind, so they probably won't have time to bother with us. Liu Fei said, Seng Nyo. Alas, if it wasn't for this person, then the giant demon clan wouldn't have just abandoned us. Song Qing mockingly said, if only Seng Nyo could come to my country, then this disaster would be resolved. Song Qing only said it to mock himself. He didn't even think that there was a 1 in 10,000 chance it could happen. Liu Fei bitterly smiled. Seng Miao, that is a senior that could even take an arm off Red Butterfly. I'm afraid he probably hasn't even heard of Chu. Li Muwen whispered, you guys can leave and pass on my intent to the 2 Grand Elders in closed-door cultivation. Once I have returned your soul essence bloods, all of you should escape this place. Liu Fei asked, Sect Master, what about you? How about you come with us? Li Muwen revealed deep sadness in her eyes. At this moment, there was no fear in her heart. Even if the Cloud Sky sect was doomed, she wasn't willing to leave. Even if she dies, she must die here. This was her agreement with Wang Lin. She didn't speak, but gently shook her head. She looked out toward the blue sky outside, and Wang Lin's image appeared in her mind. Big Brother Wang. A fist-sized creature flew out from Li Muwen's brow. It hovered around for a bit before landing on the zither. Li Muwen's hand rubbed the small creature's head as she whispered, Little Ling, where is your master? Wang Lin didn't stop at all during this 800,000-kilometer trip. He stood on the edge of the Sea of Devils looking toward Chu, and for some reason his heart trembled slightly. He had never felt trembling like this before. This was the first time it ever happened. Inner demon. Not possible. With my cultivation, a normal inner demon could never enter my origin soul. While Wang Lin thought about it, he walked into the Sea of Devils. I haven't seen Wan in many years. I should buy something for her. Wang Lin let out a faint smile. This video will end here.